Good morning, everyone. It's 5:30. I'm Amy DuPont. That officer is now charged with murder.
You went into the half up by 3. You came back in the second half, and your defense really turned up the heat. As you know, they do something pretty big and bold every year.
A 30-year-old woman, a mother, came into the OR with an abdominal mass. That mass was cancer. And this is where World War II came to an end on what's now known as the surrender deck of the USS Missouri.
Dustin Lukey and I had the chance to fly in Fat Albert today. Let me tell you, take your best roller coaster and multiply it by 10.
To show you one more time this beautiful country of Ethiopia.
They won this meet by just 3/10. It doesn't get much closer than that. And they call their table the Table of Knowledge. At least that's one of their names. That's the one we can say on television. Next, you pick up 2 ammo cans. That's 60 pounds.
In fact, it's such a problem, the federal government funds a local task force dedicated to arresting drug dealers and users.
And I had the pleasure and honor of giving it back to your family.
If you get a chance after the 6th, Scott and Heather, I think you should come down and join me.
It's always risky to eat food before you go on TV. You don't want any chocolate in your teeth or anything, right?
That's why I decided to not go with the German chocolate cake.
Their transition from civilian to Marine starts the moment they set foot on base.
Get off my bus!
This is receiving night, the night young men arrive at Marine Corps boot camp and step onto the infamous yellow footprints, leaving life as a civilian behind.
Get off the bus! Hurry up!
They're lost, they're confused, they don't know what's going on.
All of you, look at me now!
Sergeant Juan Rodriguez is one of the receiving night drill instructors.
It's our job to make them even more stressed out, more confused. It's just the culture shock, just to try to get them out of their civilian mindset.
From the moment these recruits step on base, Rodriguez and the other drill instructors are in their face barking orders. They immediately teach recruits what's called the POA, or position of attention.
Put your thumbs along your trouser seats, just like this!
As well as how to turn and address a Marine. Drill instructors make it crystal clear a recruit only speaks when spoken to.
And most important, your mouth is shut!
Here you have no say, so whatever we say is what you need to do.
From there, the recruits are taken to the contraband room, where they must turn over all of their personal belongings.
No one can touch the bag! Put it back! No one can touch the bag! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir!
Those items, along with the clothes they are wearing, will be placed in storage. They won't get them back until boot camp graduation.
If somebody doesn't pick up and it goes to voicemail, the voicemail counts, you understand?
Recruits get to call home the night they arrive, but the conversation is scripted. They are ordered to scream this message into the phone. All the while, drill instructors are screaming at them.
For parents, it's a big culture shock because they haven't heard, it's a bunch of screaming back here. It's mayhem, they don't know what's going on.
If the reality of boot camp hasn't kicked in by then, it usually does when these young men enter the barbershop.
Some of them will come with really long hair, some come with short hair already, so we just, no matter what, they're gonna get to sit on a chair, they're gonna get their hair cut.
Besides the buzz of the clippers, the barbershop is silent. You could call it the calm before the storm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, we usually put it about a 10 for the recruits, but when they actually get their real drill instructors on Fridays, it's their job to be like a 15.
Aye, aye, sir!
As intense as receiving night is,
Get out!
it's only the beginning.
So this is our 12-day-old infant.
Surgeons train for the unexpected.
All right, we'll pray.
They hope for the best outcomes,
Make our hands smooth, make us accurate.
but prepare for the worst.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit scary.
In the United States, that prep includes gathering the best equipment and the best drugs, the best medicine has to offer. In Ethiopia,
it's a challenge.
the best is often out of reach.
It really makes you realize how much we have in the United States that we take for granted.
Basics like electricity. Anesthetist Ian Saleh had just sedated a 2-week-old for a circumcision when the hospital lost power.
Oh, bad timing.
Yes, that was a scary part because babies don't have much of a reserve, so they desaturate. Their oxygen level drops very quickly compared to adults. So yeah, it was a little scary, but our local anesthetist was available, and she had helped to switch the oxygen for us. It worked out good.
Every procedure, large or small, had its own challenges. Sometimes the team had to sterilize and reuse equipment that would have been thrown away back in La Crosse. In other cases, they didn't have the equipment they needed. The biggest challenge of all, not being able to make patients comfortable.
pain medications are not available in rural Ethiopia. When patients awoke from surgery, encouraging words and a tender touch were all the Gunderson team had to offer.
It means something to everybody, every person, to have just that touch and that caring smile and, the comforting words that someone cares.
The Gunderson team performed 25 surgeries in just 1 week, and they were able to help every patient but one. A 30-year-old woman, a mother, came into the OR with an abdominal mass. That mass was cancer. It had already attached to a number of her organs. Now, back in La Crosse, it would have been removed, and she would have immediately undergone chemo and radiation, or if she chose not to have it treated, she would have at least been made comfortable with drugs. Neither is an option here in Ethiopia. Instead, the team closed her up and sent her home, where she will die what most likely will be a painful death.
You help those who you can, and for those who you can't help, you can always help by holding their hand. It's really hard, but it's what we do.
2 days later, the Gunderson team brought new life into the world. This baby boy delivered by C-section.
It's just to see the little one and to know that life goes on. Life goes on. We helped him to have a better start.
A timely reminder that for every moment of desperation, there are equal amounts of joy. The best part of being a journalist is meeting people, and not celebrities or politicians, but the ordinary folks who make the world a better place. I met one of those people in 2012. Joe Sweeney was stationed on the USS Whitney, docked near Battleship Row the day the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. In June of 2012, Joe and 18 other Wisconsin survivors of that attack traveled back to Hawaii on a very special honor flight. I had the chance to get to know Joe during that trip, and we've stayed in touch since. He passed away Wednesday morning. Joe and I got together for lunch on a monthly basis. We'd share a cheeseburger and fries and a root beer and shoot the breeze. Joe was one of the most positive, fun-loving, caring men I've ever met. His smile and laugh were infectious. And I don't think I'll ever meet a more genuine, honorable guy. I'm so honored Joe shared his Pearl Harbor story in one of his last days with me. Joe touched many lives in his 93 years of life, including mine. Thanks for the memories, Joe. Thank you for your friendship. You will be dearly missed.